but Mario is able to hold off his son, but his son does get around Bobby Rahal and drops into second place. So now it's Mario chased by Michael and then Bobby Rahal.
Michael got a good restart there, picked up the draft, and was able to get by Bobby pretty cleanly.
Mario Andretti, the pole sitter, the defending champion here, out in front. They stretch out, coming over the tunnel turn. That has been a bumpy area on the circuit, but apparently they've done a lot of work with it here, and they've smoothed it out just a bit. Mario Andretti, that Chevrolet that has performed so well at the other two 500-mile races, taking him almost to victory, but not quite. On to the main stretch again. Michael Andretti is chasing his father. In third place is Bobby Rahal, and right behind Rahal, and making a move now, that is Roberto Guerrero. So the battle is for third place as Guerrero tries to get inside Rahal. They get into one side by side, and Rahal's not going to let him do it.
It's a little rough getting into one, so if you get a good run on somebody down the inside, you still got to de-accelerate and get on the brakes a little bit getting into one, and Bobby was able to maintain the pace on the outside.
As they head for the second of the three turns here, it is the battle for third place. The Andretti's lead it. Mario, then Michael, and now look at Rahal close down on Michael Andretti, as Roberto Guerrero seems, for the moment at least, to have decided to let Rahal sit and watch his pursuit of Michael Andretti.
Bobby got a little bit loose coming off the tunnel turn, so they're going to have to be careful. That's going to sneak up on somebody.
Mario Andretti is the leader. We've already had one yellow flag. We're lap number 7 as Mario Andretti flashes across the line, and again it's Roberto Guerrero. The same tactics as before. He tries it on the first turn, comes down to the inside. Rick Mears is right there watching. This time Tom Sneva, he gets it done and picks up third.
He got a little bit of better run off of 3 and was able to get by a little bit quicker down the front straightaway. Gave him enough room, and he made the pass cleanly.
Is that a performance of the engine, or is Guerrero getting off of the third turn better?
Guerrero obviously got off turn 3 better. It doesn't show up until later in the straightaway, but it looked like he got through turn 3 a lot quicker than Bobby at this point.
So Roberto Guerrero makes a move up. He started in 4th position. He runs up to 3, and now Rick Mears has Bobby Rahal in his sight. Rick Mears, who has not won for 2 years. It was this race 2 years ago that Rick Mears scored his last victory. Now trying to get up in front of the field, and you can see the leaders beginning to pull just a bit away. And Mario Andretti is doing what he's done 2 times before this year at Indianapolis and at Michigan, driving away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, we're not seeing much different right now. Mario's been very, very strong on the high-speed ovals, and again, he's got the balance of the car good early in the race and running comfortably.
Well, Mario Andretti out in front here in the Quaker State 500. The rest of the field, Michael Andretti chases, then Roberto, then Bobby Rahal, and Rick Mears is running 5th. Then A.J. Foyt has now moved up into 6th place, followed by Al Unser. Now, they started right together. Maybe they've got something worked out. Tom Sneva, that Unser and Foyt want to run close together.
Well, they've run with each other quite a few times over the last years, and, you know, they know each other. They have the good mental book in each other, and they trust each other.
A.J. Foyt, you see him as he just comes off the turn at the top of your screen, chased by Al Unser. 4 Pocono victories for A.J. Foyt, the only 4-time winner here. And as they come through the first turn, everyone maintains position, with Mario leading Michael, followed by Roberto Guerrero, and then Bobby Rahal.
Rahal, again, is not set up for the first part of the race. He's a little bit loose. The back end of the car doesn't want to be as stable as he'd like it to be, so he's just going to maintain, try to get to that first pit stop and make some kind of adjustment.
We talk about adjustments, Tom Sneva, as we take a look over the right shoulder of Bobby Rahal as he accelerates and comes up to full speed on this course. These are tremendous pictures. This is that very flat turn. They call it the Milwaukee turn. It's so flat.
It really is. It's real tough to get into. The car actually feels better once you get to the apex, but getting in, the back end wants to jump out a little bit, and you can hear him de-accelerating getting into that corner.
So we look for a pass now as Roberto Guerrero tries to hold off Rahal. He can hold him off in turn 2, but can he hold him off for the rest of the circuit? The fight is for 3rd place. You're on board with Bobby Rahal now. That's Roberto Guerrero, car number 4 just ahead. Rahal is deep blood red number 1 as he chases him down for the 2nd turn. They come into the high banking there. And still it is Rahal that is in pursuit, but he can't really close on Roberto Guerrero.
Well, I don't know if he can't, Paul, or if he doesn't want to. It's early in the race. He's just biding time right now. He doesn't want to do anything real crazy. He is not real concerned about leading at this point and taking care of equipment.
Well, there you see the leaders. Mario Andretti, followed by Michael, then Roberto Guerrero, Bobby Rahal, and Rick Mears. As they come down the main straight, will Rahal try it again in this turn? No, he seems satisfied just to let it go. So Mario Andretti has led from the green flag at the Quaker State 500 at Pocono. Roberto Guerrero, and he gets past. That's the first time, Tom Steva, that we have seen a pass back on that second turn. Pretty gutsy move.
It really is, and Bobby must be a lot happier with the chassis. What you're able to do is adjust the handling from the cockpit, and the first few laps it wasn't right, but with that Lola, he's able to adjust it through his adjustments in the cockpit, and now he's got the car working better, felt comfortable, and went on by.
I really have to say, that's a surprise to me. It seems that everyone here really wants to make the move in the first turn. That's where Bobby Rahal, you're watching on board now, is approaching now. But there, he made the move on the second turn, which has always been tough. They've always bounced over it, and some of the drivers said it's not a two-abreast turn anymore.
For sure, it's not two abreast. That's a turn where you have to hit your apex just right. If you miss it by a little bit, it could be dangerous. And, you know, other corners, if you miss the apex, it might slow you up a little bit. But in this case, it could be trouble.
We look at the fight now for fourth place as Roberto Guerrero now has to withstand the charge of Rick Mears. Mears in that bright yellow number 8 is now closing down. And I'm not sure which it is. Is it Roberto falling back? Is it Mears coming forward?
Well, it looks like Roberto might be having a little handling problems at this point. Bobby was able to get on by. Mears, you see, is closing the gap down the front straightaway. He's going to make a move here shortly. So it might be Roberto that's having some kind of handling problem that he needs to wait for that adjustment.
It's the fight for fourth place here at Pocono. This 2.5-mile tri-oval, 3 corners. 3 distinctly different corners, which means you really have to work to set the car up. And this, like so many of the road races, it's really not just the driver. It is definitely what the crew, the engineers, the aerodynamicists, what they can all do for you. As Rick Mears fights for fourth place, trying to catch the fourth place car of Roberto Guerrero.
Well, you know, Paul, this sport is definitely a team sport. You depend on a lot of different aspects. And unlike other team sports, you also depend on the equipment. The variables there are just infinite. So it's a tough sport, and these teams have to do their homework in all areas to be competitive all day long.
Top 5 positions alone on the main straightaway now. Mario Andretti is still the leader. Michael Andretti is second place. This appears to be an Andretti track. As we watch, looking back, Jeff Brabham is pulling alongside A.J. Foyt. This is a battle for 7th place. Brabham tried to get on the inside there, and here he comes. He's on the long pond straight, going for turn 2, trying to get the grand champion.
Well, that's a good pass. If you get down low, you can get around that corner coming off a lot better. If you let it slip up like A.J. did, sometimes the car will start pushing or understeering, and you can't get off that corner as fast as you'd like.
Interesting contrast in power there. The Brabham car has that Honda racing engine, one that they really have a great deal of hope for, and we are told that we can expect a major announcement shortly for one of the really big teams to suddenly show up with Honda power. It's working very well for Jeff.
It really is, and they've come a long way with that Honda engine. We're seeing a lot more variety in the engines in the IndyCar Series right now. Porsche's starting to come on, but they've done a good job with the Honda, and it appears to be showing its stuff right now.
Now A.J. Foyt has to hold off the charge of Emerson Fittipaldi as they come down into the first turn. This is a battle for 8th place. We're back 8 positions deep. A.J. Foyt currently 8th, and Fittipaldi is trying to get him.
It looks like A.J. must be a little bit loose because he can run that higher groove a little bit better than anybody else. Usually if you're up that high, it's because you're having a loose handling car instead of an understeering car.
Chassis and engine battle here as Fittipaldi comes around Foyt. The March Chevrolet, Fittipaldi's car, that number 20 machine, and the Cosworth-powered Lola. Now, many of the teams say that Lola seems better suited to these high-speed tracks.
It appears as though the Lola is a little more aerodynamically. It gets even better fuel mileage, indicating again that it's a little slipperier than the March chassis. So that's an advantage that they have on the high-speed tracks.
Now setting up behind A.J. Foyt is Arie Luyendyk. He has never won an IndyCar race, and he is beginning to do battle with a man in the person of Foyt that is driving in his 316th IndyCar race. So Luyendyk, car number 71, now sets up behind Foyt. The battle is for 9th.
Again, A.J. can't keep the car down on the bottom. That's the fast way around, but he must be a little bit loose. He can't pinch the car down low. It lets the other guys have that lower groove down in turn 1, and that's, again, the fast way to get around this racetrack.
Talked with A.J. in his garage the other day. He said that the car was absolutely terrible when it first arrived here. They worked with it, they finally got it to qualify well. Voigt qualified in 7th place. He seemed happy with it, but now, obviously, he is still having to fight with it a bit.
Well, AJ, it's tough to make him happy. He's been around a long time. He knows what the car should and shouldn't do, and, you know, he's not happy all the time by any means.
And lining up now behind Arie Luyendyk in 11th place is Pancho Carter. Now, we expected Pancho to do very well here, and he is beginning to make his move as well. So there is A.J. Voigt running in 9th, followed by Arie Luyendyk and Pancho Carter just behind. Carter started in 15th. He's moved up 5 positions. Let's go down to the pits in Sally Larvick.
Three-time Indy winner Johnny Rutherford out of his race clothes into his street clothes. Johnny, we didn't want to see you this early in the race. What happened?
Well, it was one of those things down in turn 1 where this on the start, everybody's closely bunched. I don't know whether Brayton was just loose or what was going on, but his car jumped sideways in front of me. I mean, dead sideways in front of me, and I turned right and had him missed with the front, and evidently he let it go, or his car was sliding on up, and his rear made contact with my left rear and spun me around up into the guardrail and did the damage. It just, you know, without any bad luck, I guess we wouldn't have any luck at all.
Thanks, JR. You're all right. Back to you, Paul.
Johnny Rutherford, who still holds the race record here at Pocono from his victory in 1974, but no records for Johnny Rutherford today. Here comes Michael putting a run on his dad. Can he get him in the first turn? No, the dad shuts the door on him, and Michael is forced way high. Now they have some backmarker traffic in front of him.
Well, Michael's forced way high because Mario took the air away from the front of the car, and you lose the downforce in the front, and the thing won't turn. That's what happens to Michael, but he'll be back up. They're closing up in traffic here.
Coming for the second turn, that sort of thing will really make your heart beat faster when you suddenly realize it's not gripping at all and it's going for the outside. Now Michael closes in. That's Jose Legarza just ahead of him. The 2-liter string pass. Nope, not here. It's not going to happen here. Michael Andretti's going to line up, try to get a good run off of the third turn.
He really will, but he might have got messed up a little bit by Jose, but it's only going to be a lap or so. It looks like Michael is operating through the corners very well.
So Michael Andretti once again tries a run on his father. He comes to the inside. They both come around Derek Daly. Now they're side by side, and once again Mario says, kid, you're not going to do it here.
No, again, it's tough to run close in the corners because of the air problem in the car behind, and Michael will just have to get a better run on him down the straightaway without traffic.
Family feud in the Andretti family for the lead at the Quaker State 500 as Michael continues to chase his father, and Mario has led right from the green flag.
Mario just got held up by traffic there and gave Michael a run on him right there.
Michael gets him as Michael comes past Mario, and Michael Andretti picks up the lead. Now, can he hold it all the way around to the starting line and be scored as the leader of this race? They come off the third turn, and Michael Andretti sees the starting line first for the first time in the Quaker State 500. It is Michael Andretti that is leading. His father drops to second, followed by Ray Hall, Guerrero, and Mears. We'll be back. We're back at the Quaker State 500 as we watch Bobby Rahal move around Mario Andretti and pick up second place. Mario passed just a few moments ago by his son Michael. Now, Bobby Rahal just cleanly blew him away.
He really did. Interesting combination. Both Lolas, but we got a Chevrolet in one and a Ford Cosworth in the other. So Bobby's going on.
The question that one now has to ask, is Mario just being bright here? Has he decided, I'm going to lay back, I'm going to let this engine breathe and work a little bit? Remember that that car has failed while in the lead at 2 other 500-mile races, the only other 2 this year.
Well, it has, but I don't think Mario is the type that lays back. He knows how hard he can push the car, and if he can lead comfortably, he would be doing so, just like he did the other 500. So he's not